Let me fill you in on some lore. It's the mid-90s. Rivers Cuomo is in a bit of a pickle. Recently he released the self-titled album Weezer with 3 of his best chums after months upon months of touring with little success. The album blew up immediately with several hit songs, and Rivers and his boys got to live the luxurious rock lifestyle to their heart's content. But the River of Cum was not happy. He was sad, depressed even. He might as well have been cleaning a sewer with the amount of shit he was going through. He was desperate for true love, instead of the emotionless physical encounters he was having as a result of his newly acquired fame. Instead of becoming an alcoholic or getting into League of Legends, Rivers decided to vent his emotions creatively in the form of alternative rock music catered towards losers. His next album was originally going to be titled Songs from the Black Hole, and it was going to be an operatic epic that would put his name in the stars for centuries to come. This was to be heavily based on the Italian opera Madama Butterfly. Kona, what the fuck is Madame Butterfly? What the fuck are you talking about? I'm glad you asked, child. I'm so glad you asked. Madama Butterfly is about an asshole American naval commander named Pinkerton who moved to Japan and married a 15-year-old Japanese girl named Butterfly for convenience, which I'm pretty sure is a nicer way for Wikipedia to say that Pinkerton was a pedophile. Pinkerton intends to leave Butterfly once he finds an American wife to abuse, but Butterfly is not aware of this and thinks she found her true love. Much like your father, Pinkerton just up and left someday and told Butterfly he would return after the robins made their nests, because this is a stage presentation and everyone is cryptic and fucking stupid. You aren't gonna believe me when I say this, but yeah, he fucking lied to her. While Pinkerton was gone, Butterfly gave birth to his child, and you can connect the dots as to what jokes I would make about that if I didn't want my channel to get terminated. Pinkerton eventually does return with a girl named Kate, and get this, intends to take Butterfly's child away from her, but he returns to his Japanese abode, all decorated for his return, and immediately realizes that he has made a grave error. Butterfly then realizes that Pinkerton doesn't love her anymore, and she commits Sudoku with a sword while Pinkerton tries to make her not do that, and that's it. That's where Madama Butterfly ends, and the next Weezer album was vaguely based on this play, as well as some of Rivers' personal pain and strife. This album would be named Pinkerton, except it almost wasn't named Pinkerton because some company called Pinkerton was like, This infringes on our copyright. This is going to paint us in a bad light. This is going to worsen our reputation with our valued customers, and will think that the California rock band Weezer decided to make an entire fucking album about us. But please save us, Judge Senpai. And the judge was like, No, you're stupid. Shut up. Fuck you. And Weezer got to release the album. The label themselves knew that this record was a risky decision. After all, the first album contains such songs as Buddy Holly and Undone, the Sweater Song. And the second album opens up with the aptly titled Tired of Sex. And I can promise you the vast majority of Weezer's fanbase is absolutely not tired of sex. They're probably wondering why they haven't got any yet. The album initially bombed hard as fuck, and Rivers was embarrassed of the album for years following, even going as far as to show disdain for its growing cult status in interviews. Pinkerton is a very raw record, and Rivers does not really filter himself to any degree on here, and while some people would find this grotesque and disgusting and probably wanted to file a restraining order on Rivers after listening to it, others found it to be quite genuine and appreciated the raw emotional turmoil that the album communicated to its listeners. Rivers would grow to accept and embrace the album's eventual success. This is not why I wanted to make this video, however. Oh, this is quite interesting, but I wanted to touch on a relatively obscure piece of Weezer brain candy. In 2007, some wacky internet troll asked Rivers if he had a thing for Asian women, which many of the tracks on Pinkerton seemed to imply. Rivers responded by going absolutely fucking apeshit, going as far as to make a list of every Weezer love song at the time, and to say what the race of the woman it was about was. He ended his New York Times bestseller by saying that although he has an Asian wife, that doesn't mean anything. In my opinion, there's no better way to end a story than with a healthy serving of denial. On that note, Weezer is not a real band. I made them up. None of this was real. But Coda, I've heard of Weezer before. I don't know what to tell you, man. It must be the Mandela effect or some shit. Weezer's not real, and they never have been real. If you have any recollection of a band named Weezer actually existing, please go to the Install Detainment Chamber where you will await your treatment.